What's up, disc golfers? Matt Dollar here with a disc review, actually a double disc review. We got the MVP Entropy, Speed 4 Glide 3, Zero Turn, and Hard 3 Fade. And that's basically the most overstable putter the MVP Disc Sports has released. Now we have the Streamline Stabilizer coming out, which is another overstable putter. Been rumored to be between the Entropy and the Envy, which are both overstable, but the Entropy is massively more overstable. The Envy, if you throw it on a hyzer, it's going to go nothing but left. But if I rip it on an anhyzer, it will definitely hold it before flexing its way out. I would say both these discs are more overstable, although the Stabilizer is definitely a little less stable than the Entropy. You can see with these sidearms, when I threw the Entropy on a sidearm hyzer, it just immediately went right. And when I threw the Stabilizer right there on a sidearm hyzer, it went straight while holding the hyzer line and kept going right. Never thought about going left, but it pushed forward the entire way. So definitely a lot more glide to be seen there. I'm actually throwing my Neutron Soft Envies right here. I'm out over 300 feet, and I wanted to basically get a hyzer shot and then an anhyzer shot in with the Envies. Almost smashed my catch cam there, and wanted to basically get the feel of those two before I did the exact same thing with the Stabilizer and the Entropy. So I'm going to try to throw one on a hyzer, one on an anhyzer each time to test the angles and the stability. I really find no problem getting the Stabilizer up well over 300 feet. It says it's a speed 3, glide 3.5. And it really does glide. It pushes out there a long way. I was comparing it with my mid-ranges when I was doing field work at the local course by me. And on all the par 4s, I was throwing my upshots with the Pyro, the Deflector, and the Stabilizer. And I was getting more distance out of the Stabilizer than the Pyro and the Deflector. So the Stabilizer is overstable. There's no doubt about it. It's definitely not going to be as overstable as the Entropy. So I'm just going to throw a few putts right here. With the Entropy, I committed to a little bit of anhyzer. This is just 30 feet, so it's really just about pushing it forward and getting a nice neutral spin. You can see that the Entropies definitely don't glide near as long as the Stabilizer when putting. I've noticed that too in all my different experimentation. The only difference to that, I would say, is probably into a headwind. I've noticed the Entropy lifts a whole bunch into a headwind, while the Stabilizer does not lift quite as much into that same headwind. That's when putting. Not really sure about what that'll be like in driving. So here's just a few shots from my local home course. Well, this is not my local home course. This is the closest course to me, but generally only come here to practice this one putter hole. So you can see with the Entropy, I really have to commit onto that anhyzer, and it still just never even thinks about staying right. It comes back immediately. So this is my home course, Chattahoochee Point. This is hole 1. Coming in right about 300 feet, probably just a little bit under. Working a nice little Annie flex with the Stabilizer. Really like the way it held that flex. Now with the Neutron lift and the Cosmic Neutron lift, I've heard people say that they think speaking of the lift, here's the lift right here. I've heard people say that they think the Cosmic Neutron is a little more overstable. With my Stabilizers, it kind of seems like the base Neutron stamp seems to be just a tad more overstable than my Cosmic Neutron. So only time will tell when I get some more to test out. So if you remember the lift video, the lift review video I did, this is the 2 shots on this par 4. I didn't show the upshots there, but I will here because I threw the upshots with the Streamline Stabilizer from each lie. So at this point, I'm pretty much going to focus on the Stabilizer. It definitely is my favorite of these 2 discs. I feel like if the Entropy had come out before the Deflector, I probably would have been massively in love with it and never would have thought about not bagging one. But since it came out opposite, I pretty much got used to always having the Deflector in my bag. And so the Entropy and Deflector are just a little too close for what I use them for. So if I go putter off the tee, I like something a little bit more neutral while still being overstable, and that's why the stabilizer has found a spot in my bag. I would get really attached to my Neutron Envies, and so I probably keep them in my bag a little longer than I should. So the stabilizer will be a great replacement for that fresh Neutron Envy. And that last clip there was me ripping over on the stabilizer, almost a roller line, just to really test out every angle. I would highly recommend trying out these two overstable putters, and thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'm Matt Dollar, and I'll be back with more action.